Why Tom Cruise won't return as Jack Reacher. Tom Cruise has played some iconic characters over the course of his career. One of these was Jack Reacher. He played the character in two movies, Jack Reacher and Jack Reacher, Never Go Back, and gave him the cool action hero treatment you'd expect. But even though there may have been a third film on the horizon, that ship has sailed. For many, Cruise was not the best fit for who they thought should play Jack Reacher. But who should play him? How should they act? How should they even look? Regardless of what happens, the main thing to remember is that the franchise can never look back. Here's why Tom Cruise won't return to the character of Jack Reacher. Updated January 11th, 2024. This article has been updated with additional information to keep the discussion fresh and relevant. Who is Jack Reacher? In 1997, author Lee Child created the character of Jack Reacher for his first book, Killing Floor. The character is described with a very distinct build. He is said to have a six-pack like a cobbled city street, a chest like a suit of NFL armor, biceps like basketballs, and subcutaneous fat like a Kleenex tissue. Reacher is also a former military officer, which makes him a dangerous fighter, marksman, and strategist. However, when he left the military, it was not to fight more battles on his own, although that ended up happening to him. Part of what makes him so interesting is his personality. His stoic nature does not mean that he is without humor. However, he is completely self-sufficient, ensuring he does not need to rely on anyone to survive. Often, Child describes him as someone who gives respect when it is earned and is only concerned with justice being served. This does not always mean he needs to be in the driver's seat, but it does mean he will see a plan through to the end. One of the major aspects of Reacher's life is that he is a drifter. He has no identification, no bank accounts, and nothing that can be traced without an overwhelming amount of research. His military records do exist, and they are often referenced, but he goes to great lengths to keep himself anonymous. He is said to travel with cash, a single toothbrush, and nothing else. In fact, when his clothing becomes old or soiled, he trashes his old clothing and buys new replacements. There is nothing to hold him down and nothing to hold him back. Tom Cruise versus Alan Ritchson. As previously stated, Reacher was played by Tom Cruise in two movies, Jack Reacher 2012 and Jack Reacher Never Go Back 2016, both directed by Christopher McQuarrie. But the first thing fans of the Lee Child books noticed was that Cruise's portrayal of Reacher was nothing like his book character. Cruise is known to be a bit on the shorter side, saying he is 5'7". He is also shown as wearing numerous varied outfits, driving cars, and interacting with quite a few of people, often calling in favors and meeting with former mentors. These movies are obviously an interpretation of the character, but one that seems quite a bit off from the original intentions of the author. In 2022, Prime Video released the first season of their new show, Reacher. The first season followed the plot of the first Jack Reacher novel, Killing Floor, and saw Alan Ritchson playing the title role. Suffice to say, the differences between the two interpretations were night and day. Ritchson is immediately recognizable as Jack Reacher. He has a quiet demeanor, but it is offset by his 6'2" frame. Had Lee Child seen Alan Ritchson before writing his books, nobody would have thought twice about where he found his inspiration. The character is shown stepping off a bus with nothing but a clean t-shirt and pants. He is clean-cut and perfectly shaved, with a look of curious disinterest. When we see him, we are immediately drawn to him and very much intimidated. Tom Cruise's portrayal of Jack Reacher in the films Jack Reacher 2012 and Jack Reacher Never Go Back 2016 received mixed reactions, particularly from fans of the popular book series written by Lee Child. Cruise, a celebrated actor with a history of playing action heroes, was cast in the role of Reacher, a former military police officer turned drifter and vigilante. While Cruise's action-packed performances and star power brought attention to the franchise, he ultimately faced criticism that contributed to the decision not to return to the role in future iterations, particularly the Amazon Prime TV series Reacher, where actor Alan Ritchson took over. There are several reasons why Tom Cruise won't return as Jack Reacher, and much of it has to do with the character's physicality, the source material, and the direction the franchise has taken under new leadership. 1. Size matters. A mismatch with the source material, one of the most significant complaints from readers of the Jack Reacher novels, was that Cruise did not physically resemble the character as described in the books. In Lee Child's novels, Reacher is a towering figure standing at 6'5" with a muscular build, weighing around 250 pounds. His size is often a key component of his ability to intimidate enemies, overpower opponents, and navigate the violent situations he frequently finds himself in. This physical presence is integral to his character, often making him a force of nature that people hesitate to challenge. Tom Cruise, on the other hand, is 5'7", and while undeniably fit, does not have the hulking stature that fans imagine for the role. Lee Child's readers felt that Cruise's casting ignored a crucial part of the character's identity. Though Cruise is known for his dedication to stunts and physically demanding roles, many fans found it difficult to accept him as the unstoppable, larger-than-life Jack Reacher. The disconnect between Cruise's physical appearance and the Reacher of the novels led to significant backlash, with many calling for a more faithful adaptation of the character's imposing size. Alan Ritchson, who plays Reacher in the Amazon series, fits the physical description much more closely. Standing at 6'2" with a muscular build, Ritchson better matches the visual image that readers associate with Jack Reacher. This alignment with the source material has been one of the selling points of the new series, and it is a major reason why Cruise is unlikely to return to the role. 2. A shift in medium, television versus film. Another key reason Tom Cruise won't return as Jack Reacher is the shift in the franchise's medium from film to television. When the decision was made to adapt Jack Reacher for Amazon Prime, it marked a significant change in how the story would be told. While the movies condensed the dense and intricate plots of the novels into a couple of hours, the television format allows for a deeper exploration of Reacher's world. The episodic structure provides more time to develop characters, build suspense, and unravel the complexities of each case Reacher takes on. Tom Cruise, as one of the biggest movie stars in the world, has typically been associated with blockbuster films. His schedule is filled with high-profile projects, including the Mission Impossible series, and he may not have the availability or interest in committing to a long-running television series. Moreover, television demands a different kind of storytelling, one that doesn't rely solely on the fast-paced, high-octane action sequences that have defined much of Cruise's career. A TV adaptation requires a slower build, more nuance, and character development, something that may not align with the style Cruise brings to his roles. 3. Critical reception and fan feedback. While the Jack Reacher films performed decently at the box office, the critical reception was mixed. The first film, Jack Reacher, earned praise for its tight action sequences and Cruise's charismatic performance, but many felt it didn't capture the gritty, hard-boiled essence of the novels. The second film, Jack Reacher, Never Go Back, was less well received, with critics citing a weaker plot and lack of tension. Audience responses to both films, particularly from die-hard Reacher fans, reflected disappointment in how the character was translated to the screen. This feedback didn't go unnoticed by Lee Child, who acknowledged the concerns about Cruise's casting. In interviews, Child expressed appreciation for Cruise's efforts, but admitted that the physical mismatch was an issue. As the author looked to the future of the franchise, particularly with the Amazon series, it became clear that finding an actor who more accurately embodied Reacher's physicality would be a priority. 4. Tom Cruise's career trajectory. At this point in his career, Tom Cruise is focused on larger-than-life action franchises that have become synonymous with his brand. The Mission Impossible series has allowed him to showcase his